Gianna Volpe Report, brought to you in part by Village Overhead Door in Southold by Victor Giannini, author of Counselor, International Executive Protection, Michael Evans, author of The Real Matrix, and Waters Crest Winery in Cutchogue. Good morning, Gianna.
Good morning, Bruce.
We were just talking off the air, ladies and gentlemen, about this thing of ours.
This thing, yeah.
Otherwise known as La Cosa Nostra.
Nostra?
Nostra.
La Cosa
Nostra. This thing of ours. Yeah.
Tell me.
So I'm thinking as just a moment. You know, mobsters all have like names, nicknames.
Yeah, Rocco or...
No.
Tony, Vinny Bag of Donuts.
Vinny Bag of Donuts. There was...
Johnny Shoeshine.
Johnny Shoeshine. Was it Vinny 2 times? Because he says things 2 times. Gotta get the papers. Gotta get the papers.
Yes.
Right? So Gianna's could be, yes, Scoop Volpe over there.
Yeah, just call me Scoop.
We'll call you Scoop.
So, breaking news, my dog flushed a fox down at Breakwater Beach in Mattituck the other day. And I'm like,
this is the civilized North Fork, ladies and gentlemen.
He comes running over to me afterward, like,
how does that fit in with the North Fork lifestyle?
Like, from my own heritage. That's what my last name means.
I know that.
And it
translates,
in Eyetalian.
Yes. Eyetalian, I know.
La Cosa Nostra.
Yeah. This thing was that, and your guest is looking at us like we have 6 heads.
I love it. So, Rosemary Batcheller, former owner of the Village Cheese Shop.
Wait a minute. Your last name doesn't end in a vowel?
Nope.
You got to sit closer to that microphone. Otherwise, we can't hear you.
All right. No, it ends in a consonant.
I don't judge. I don't judge. Bruce, look at him with his head in his hands.
Santa Maria Giuseppe Panino.
I was telling Rosemary about when my dad dropped me off in the Midwest, and he took me to the Italian joint in town. And, like, first of all, there was something with the water that made the pasta not taste so good. But then, you know...
It's probably clean.
I never went back, but I did go to the other quote-unquote Italian place.
Yeah.
A guy that was trying to impress me took me out, and he's like, so what do you think of the food? And I was like, do you really want me to tell you the truth? And he is like, yeah.
Wait. Before you hit the punchline, Gianna's mother can cook.
The bread is too hard. The sauce is like ketchup, and I don't know what the heck this is supposed to be.
Well, it's like in the movie Goodfellas, right? Yeah. Now I order a plate of pasta.
And I get his egg noodles and ketchup.
Noodles with ketchup.
Get to live out the rest of my life like a schnook. Yeah. Bruce, I love when we call Goodfellas.
I was once in St. Albans, Vermont, which is a beautiful little village. It really is. And that's one of the few places. You know how in New York, when you're going across the street, the cars speed up to try and hit you?
Yes, it's points. It's like, what do you call that? Death Race 2000?
Yeah.
Death Race 3000?
Something like that.
The original.
It doesn't matter what sidewalk you're on, what corner you're on in New York City. They will try and hit you.
They hit your hood.
Yeah. They want to hear the thunk of a body bouncing off the windshield.
Take your hood ornament.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I'm saying pedestrians
leave the hood ornament. Bounce off the windshield, leave the hood ornament. Anyway, I'm in this place called St. Albans, Vermont. I should have known it was not going to be, it wasn't going to meet my, I wouldn't be able to relate to it. Thing number one, you're getting ready, you're crossing the street, and the cars stop.
No matter where you are.
No matter if it's a green light, if it's a green light, they stop.
That's just like the Midwest, and it used to annoy the holy heck out of me because I'm a very smart. I grew up outside of the city, so my pedestrian crossing skills. It's like I'm timing how long it's going to take for you to get here, that I'll be past or whatever.
Right.
And they would come to a full stop, and then I'm just like, now you're blocking traffic.
They don't care.
We could have been all symbiotic about this. Everyone gets where they're, but they don't understand the rhythm of the cities
they have no idea.
Out there.
They have no idea.
They're
anyway,
just like,
so
a
we
human
crossed
being.
the street, and first of all, there were no delicatessens in St. Albans, Vermont. The nearest thing to a delicatessen is a Subway. God forgive me. But the Italian restaurant in town was Ciao Bella. Now, you would think Ciao Bella means a nice hello, which how it would translate from Italian. Not the way they spell ciao.
No.
Yes.
It was CHOW.
That's the one. That's the one.
Oh, my
and I'm thinking to myself, not going to test that out. No.
That's so funny. You know what else they would do?
This is where they dump the bottle of
Missouri?
Prego on over your pasta.
In Missouri,
and say,
all of the towns that were named after like French words or whatever.
Like Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Cape Girardeau. I love Cape Girardeau.
Do you?
But that's not one of them.
You know
but,
who comes from Cape Girardeau?
Who's that?
A radio announcer.
Really?
Rush Limbaugh.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful little town.
Oh.
It's a cute little town. I've been there. You can walk down to the water. It's just lovely. So
I can tell you grew up in Jersey.
I'm excited.
I like Jersey best.
I'm excited about having Rosemary on to talk about her new venture, the Healing Cottage.
Well, wait a minute. Let's start with her old venture.
The Village Cheese Shop, which I see Michael Afato like every day because I live down by Love Lane now.
Oh.
And so I'm always walking to get the mail or go to the bank or whatever. So Michael and I pass.
So you
each
had
other.
Village Cheese Shop.
Yes.
And I'm assuming you sold it.
Yes.
And I'm assuming now, what are you doing now?
Well, now I'm kind of on sabbatical, so I'm not like really working full time doing anything.
That's
but
so awesome.
What is it with people?
I know it's kind of like
Former Riverhead Councilwoman Barbara Blash. She's on sabbatical. She's not talking to me about issues anymore.
Oh.
You're on sabbatical. I don't get it.
Well, the thing is not everyone is fortunate enough or whatever. I don't know. Some people are just more entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of code for really not being able to retire yet, but needing a break.
I hear you.
So I'll have to go back to work eventually.
So what's this? What's the scoop with this? What is it?
It's
Because Gianna knows all about it. But
No, I don't. I kept myself a virgin.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's probably more than we needed to know.
I'm just that is code for I'm waiting to hear from her from the horse's mouth.
Oh.
It's not as conventional as what I was doing the first time around, so I had kind of kept it a little quiet. It's I got into energy healing,
Okay.
Reiki and reconnective healing and all that kind of stuff. So,
Sort of huge out here,
Oh,
which I didn't expect.
like what's really weird is that this is something that 25 years ago it was very, very fringe, and now it's becoming like a lot more mainstream. Hospitals are encouraging people to have Reiki in their healing processes and stuff like that.
Do you know about this, Bruce? Do you know what this is?
I haven't got a clue.
The laying of the hands. Have you ever seen anyone do it? So,
It's ancient.
yeah, it runs in. I mean,
My parents laid hands on me, but I don't think it was healing.
okay. Well, I've got Reiki healers
And a bishop
On both
laid hands on me,
sides
but that
of
was
what-
confirmation.
on both sides of my family, my aunts and whatnot. And I remember it actually being done to me when I was about 13. I actually fell asleep, like from
It's
just
soothing.
It's
and
so
actually, the
soothing.
bishop putting his hands on you was probably not far from where
Yeah.
the original action was born, like a sort
Because
of
they
way
don't-
of bestowing
Yeah.
some mystical energy to you.
transferring energy and cleaning energy. It's like when somebody they put their hand
Yeah.
like that, and it's funny because I'm not sure. Hey, if it exists and it's a thing, and it does run in lines or whatever,
Right,
All
right,
I can
right,
tell,
right.
all I can
Good.
tell you is that anytime I meet somebody that is sick or ailing, or they're they're saying to me I have this unbelievable instinct to reach out and to touch them. And there's a woman who she was here in Riverhead because she had gotten several vertebrae fused together.
Right.
She got major back surgery. And she was on morphine. She was on all this medication. And I went to visit her, both when she was in the hospital and then after she got home to check up on her. And I remember we were laying out in the sun, and she was, I guess it was starting to wear off the medication. And I had half my body broken at one point. So I remember what
painful.
that can really be. And I remember I reached out and I touched her, and I put my head on her forehead, and all of the her whole face smoothed, And then she ended up pushing me away. And she told me, don't take my... And I didn't even know what I was doing. And she goes, don't take my pain.
Huh.
And she told me that I needed to be very careful about who I touched in the future.
You have a really open energy. You have a really open personality. I think that's what makes you good at what you do, in this kind of an exchange. Is he laughing in there?
I'm sorry.
She does.
Not like that, Bruce. I don't touch people like that.
I wasn't thinking that.
So I'm not surprised.
This is like a biblical story. It is.
But
What's
she
that?
said that she was
This
like...
is like a biblical story, Jesus touches the woman
I mean,
with the
it's
issue.
weird. I'm not
touches
saying it's
Jesus'
not weird.
garment and she's healed.
I'm
like
not
that.
saying it's not weird. I'm saying
not saying
this is a weird story or experience that I had out here that, was real. And she said, don't take my pain, and you need to be careful who you touch because you have very powerful energy or whatever.
I can see that.
And I was like, whoa. And it's funny because it brought me back to in French class in high school. They called me Les Doites Magiques because I would give you a back rub, and I had very strong hands just naturally, and that meant the magic fingers, which is also funny. So, can we expect to find Les Doites Magiques at the Healing Cottage?
Well, nothing. We're not doing any massage or anything like that there, but there are, I recommend other massage therapists. And stuff like that.
What kind of things do you do there?
Okay, so it's mainly workshops. That's the thing I'm going to focus on going forward. So workshops for women, where just ways to relax. I think that women today are just way hyper stressed. They're way too busy. So in December, we're going to do origami. So it's just ways to relax.
Can I do a Seaglass workshop?
Yeah.
I can teach hunting, Seaglass hunting, because we were just talking off the air when we were outside, not locked out of the studio, because I get so used to it being locked in the morning that I was just sitting out there with Rosemary. And I was talking about hunting Seaglass, which apparently I talked about how easy it's to do at high tide. It's very easy to do at high tide, but it's you get the most glass at low tide when you can
Sure.
make a serpentine.
You're doing these workshops for women.
Right.
Yes.
And it's things like
origami.
Well,
origami.
That's one. Then there's going to be November. We're doing one where it's makeovers for women. And then,
great! So it's going to be thematic.
Do you know SONOMI from
No.
Southold? She's a makeup artist, and she was did this with the fashion industry beforehand. So she's going to do makeovers for women. And then there's this thing called soul collage. And so the girls that are not, or the women that are not getting a makeover at that time, are going to be working on these soul collage. Now, I'm not even going to look over here at you.
At Bruce, he's like, soul collage, you're speaking great to me. Yeah.
Okay. And so basically what it is you kind of create like a deck of cards. It's almost like your own tarot cards.
Interesting.
So it represents parts of your personality and parts of your soul and things like that. So, then at the end, then you'll share some of your experience, and we start with a meditation, then we do this through the day, have an organic lunch in the middle of the afternoon, finish it in the afternoon, and then close with a fire ceremony.
Oh my God.
So it's really
it's going to catch on. All right, so we have to go to commercial break. So I would love if you stayed and did another section to talk more about the Healing Cottage as Bruce covers his eyes.
And his ears.
We'll be right back.
Every villain thinks they're a hero, especially on the East End of Long Island. Timothy Dune is one such man. He's a tortured soul, and you won't be able to put down Victor Giannini's new novel, Counselor, as you're reading about him and what could happen to the East End. Roger Rosenblatt of Time magazine called Counselor an important piece of work. Robert Reeve says Counselor is compelling and will linger in your mind. Don't bury your head in the newspaper or in the sand. Read Counselor, Victor Giannini's new novel. Available in paperback or on Kindle from Amazon.com or Silverthought.com. Counselor, the story of what once was an idyllic place that's become home to McMansions and private estates and its effect on one person. Counselor by Victor Giannini. Available on Amazon.com.
An overhead door serves a purpose, and it should be as beautiful as the rest of your home or building. For more than 30 years, Village Overhead Doors has been creating and installing beautiful garage doors for contractors and homeowners on the North and South Forks. They also install automatic garage door openers that open with the click of a remote, so there's no getting out of the car in bad weather. For a wide range of styles, from lifetime steel doors to custom-made wood doors, and for all your garage door needs, please call 765-4963 today and find out how your garage door can be a beautiful focal point of your home or building's exterior. Village Overhead Doors of Southold, 765-4963. Make the call and let them add beauty and value to your home or business.
If you're feeling guilty about the past, worried about the future, feel stuck in your present situation, or you're depressed, there is a reason for that. Your perception of yourself was formed by the adults you grew up around, school, and now as an adult, you're surrounded by people who say suffering is normal. You're bombarded by commercials that try to sell you something to change your self-perception, or by photoshopped pictures of celebrities in magazines. You live in a matrix that's built on lies. The real Matrix pulls the curtain back on those lies. Things are about to change for you. If you're ready, order your copy of The Real Matrix by Michael Evans now, or download it at therealmatrixbook.com. All proceeds will be donated to charity. Discover who you really are and not what others want you to believe. Back on the Gianna Volpe Report, brought to you in part by Village Overhead Door in Southold, by Watercrest Winery, by Michael Evans, author of The Real Matrix, by International Executive Protection, and by Victor Giannini, author of the book Counselor.
Which is awesome, by the way. I told you what I want to do with that, right? So I have to get another copy of the book because I misplaced my soft cover, which has my favorite birthday card in it by my aunt as a bookmark, but that's besides the point. We covered the first 2 chapters of Counselor in our last interview with Victor Giannini. I'd like to do it chapter by chapter, the whole book, and make it like real old style radio.
We're going to have sound effects?
Can we please? So we're back with...
You have no idea how much production this is going to involve. Oh,
come on. It's 2016. I'm sure we could find like 10 sound effects in 10 minutes or less.
Off your iPhone.
Yeah, and I'll just play it through the speaker. Okay, so anyway, I brought Rosemary back because I'm really excited about her new venture, the Healing Cottage. It is a little woo-woo, but also...
What?
That's what they say about, it often referred to as Hippy Dippy crap. But also very ancient stuff that the science is actually catching up.
Yes.
We all know no matter is created nor destroyed. We're all made of the same stuff. And everything is really energy at a different vibration. And there is scientific evidence to support the fact that atoms, molecules, are influenced by observation.
And vibration. Well, it's all... The stuff that I'm doing is a lot about vibrational energy.
And so I thought it was super interesting.
You're thinking like Schrodinger's cat?
Yeah, I don't know. You know who talked to me a lot about it was Charles Wildbank. He is a phenomenal realist painter from Jamesport, who, if you've ever been to the Starbucks in Mattituck, they started hanging his work in like 2012 or something. And he is just like, when you walk in, you think it's a photograph. Like he did one of Comogener's Point, which I always loved, and I think he's actually sold it from there, because now they have another one, and I can tell it's not a painting anymore. But anyway, he has one piece that I asked him to describe it, and it was like all these waves crashing around, and he said it was based on that principle. I think it was a Japanese scientist or something. I don't know. What's the Heisenberg Principle? That's not said as anything to do with the atomic bomb. I'm making stuff up. It could be the Heisenberg Principle. I might have I don't know. I've screwed up before on the air.
The science, I think that's going to tie this all together, and I'm no theoretical physicist, but it's the string theory stuff. That's
my dad's big into physics, and he's also into this funky stuff as well.
If I was 17 right now and picking what I wanted to study in school, that would definitely be the way that I would go, because I feel like that will eventually tie, like, faith healing, like that we were talking about earlier.
Right.
But the science will marry it so that it'll actually give it some substance. It's just, I think we're basically very ignorant of all the stuff that goes on. We know. As the older you get, the more you know that you don't know.
Right. Absolutely
it's
true.
Unnerving. So I think this is where you're going to see it eventually go to. And as it becomes more mainstream, like Chris McCoy, who's my Reiki master, she just did a thing with the town of Southold teaching people Reiki, and it like sold out in like short order.
And it's interesting because it's like, all right, junk science or not, or whatever, it's promoting positivity.
Yeah.
And in that, it can't be a bad thing.
Exactly.
Because positivity equals good things and good vibes. And, spreading that, it's just like, it's like if nothing else, if it makes someone feel good.
Well, we were talking earlier about how overly stressed everybody is, how totally overworked. Okay, you said living in Suffolk County, most expensive county to live in. To be able to afford to live here, how much we have to work, there's got to be a way to pull balance into that. And that was one of the premises behind the workshops, was to be able to teach women the art of self-care. How do you slow down? How do you, meditation.
Totally. It's all about, mindfulness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And origami is like a mindfulness practice, so it can be used as a mindfulness practice.
Anything that's meditative.
Yeah. The soul collage. And then in January, do you know Susan Mary Hellerer?
No.
She's out from Southold, too, and she leads these wonderful women's circles. So starting in January, she's going to start doing some circles for women to live by the lunar and solar cycles.
Interesting.
Yeah, really interesting. Really.
And there's so many people that I can think of, like Yvonne Lieblein. She does some great, she had one great workshop that I know of that she did through Peconic Landing that I missed out on. Okay. But she would be an interesting person to get in touch with. There's so many people. And I definitely want to do a Seaglass hunting workshop in the spring.
I will take it on the road.
I've learned it.
A field trip?
Yeah.
A Healing Cottage field trip.
That would be so much fun.
Right.
Or I could just come in and talk about the different techniques, but
well, that too.
For me, that's my meditation. That's how I get it in.
And I think that's the key, is to find it however it works for you, but to find it.
Right.
You have to
and like having different topics or different ways each month is great, because it's like eventually, if people keep coming back, let's say it's like they come and they're like, oh, you know what, Reiki's not for me. Right. Then they come back and then they do.
And that's I do Reiki there, like as a private practice, but not like the workshops wouldn't necessarily be about Reiki.
Oh, okay.
Although there might be something in the future, but we've done the crystal bowl healing,
Okay.
Crystal bowls.
So tell me a little bit about that, because like I know crystals, another emerging ancient
exactly modality
study, or right.
Yeah. And I don't know a lot about that. That's something that I want to look more into as well.
It's funny, my boyfriend made me buy a pink Himalayan salt crystal.
Yep.
At Home Goods. I mean, not like,
Well, I think with all the digital equipment we have in our houses now, if there's any possibility that helps offset some of that, I'm in.
But seriously, then he was on his iPhone and he's looking it up and he's talking about how it purifies air.
Yeah,
straight up.
The ions.
Yes, right.
I've got two.
Yeah. I know.
In case one isn't enough.
Well, right. It's like, one crystal of this size can clean up to however square feet. And you're like, oh.
Well, if you think about it, in the use of cell phone technology, it's all based
on
that. Quartz.
Crystal. Whatever. Lithium ion. Whatever's in there is probably not too great for you. I think that it might cause brain cancer. No, brain tumors or whatever. I mean...
But
it doesn't actually, Bruce, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just sitting and listening.
It's not. I'm not saying. I'm just for the record. I don't.
I'm just rubbing my eyes because I
look. They haven't been around that long.
And I'm tired.
Okay.
Oh gosh, that was like both Rosemary and I when we were like rubbing the sleep out of our eyes, just like, oh, it's not even 9 in the morning yet.
I don't usually function this time in the morning.
I know, me neither.
But so you'll have to come to one of the workshops.
I totally will.
Full moon ceremonies we're gonna do.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Those are, and you know, weird.
Shamanic stuff.
Again, weird thing. My whole life, for whatever reason, I could always tell when the moon was actually full. Versus when it was.
Whoa.
I always had this
This
feeling.
doesn't make you special.
No, but
Let me tell
seriously.
you why it doesn't make you special.
It really?
But
Every loony kazoonie in the world acts out in a full moon.
Oh, well.
Every single loony kazoonie in the world.
She goes, you're still special, and rubs my arm. Okay, I'm not talking about acting out, maybe, but whatever I'm saying is that, like, I'll see it, and for whatever reason, I'll be like, I think the moon is full tonight. And there are there's like a 4-night window in which the moon very much looks full, but for whatever reason, it always just felt just right for whatever reason. Speaking of loony kazoonies and full moons, do you remember that really
This sounds like an
rare-
old Starbucks, the Starbuck tune.
I'm gonna tell
Remember
you-
that Moonlight Feels Right from the 70s?
Yes, oh my God, Starbuck. I love that song.
I played that when it was a hit.
Na, 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 na.
Yeah, that's the one.
Connection. Never to my hands today.
Played the radio on Southern stations because Southern Bell's a hell at night.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
But what was that? There was like that weird, very ultra rare full moon this summer, late this summer.
Well, right now we're in the middle of it. There's 3 supermoons. So the first one was October, the next one's November, and then one in December. They're like huge. I don't know if
They're
you saw
so
it.
beautiful, yeah,
It was
I did.
And I think next month it's the closest to the Earth that it's going to be in a very, very, like maybe for
I love
30 some odd
those.
years or something like that.
I love those.
They came up bright and orange over the
Because it makes me feel like I still have stuff to look forward to, even though I'm not just like becoming 21 or something. Well, Rosemary, I had such a great time. Please, I hope that you'll come back.
Oh, I'd love
This
to
was
do
fun.
that. Yeah. And have you come out by me?
Absolutely. Check out the Healing Cottage. Where can people find you?
And when we do open it up to men, you have to make sure Bruce comes.
Oh my God, I'm bringing him. I'm bringing him just so
right
we
into
can
the
talk about
demographic, let me tell you.
it. Just so we can talk about it on La Cosa Nostra the next
Yeah.
week.
There you
Exactly.
go. There you go.
So, where can people find the Healing Cottage?
It's at the cottage itself is behind my house on
Okay.
Bay Avenue. But if you want information, rosemarydbatch@gmail.com. If you want to be on the mailing list, just email me and I'll put you on the mailing list.
And that's BATCH, right?
Right, at Gmail. So Rosemary D is in Dorothy, Batch at gmail.com.
Thank you so much, Rosemary, and we'll be back
you.
next week.
You bet.
More and more executives understand that in the world they live in, they are a target, and that's why more and more of them have protection. Now you can be part of this growing industry. International Executive Protection can help you on your way to being a certified protection operator. This is a growth industry that relies on people with clean backgrounds, high ethics, and a willingness to get involved. International Executive Protection teaches you everything, so when you're on assignment for them, you'll be able to deal with anything that comes up, from disruptive fans to disgruntled former employees. Safety is most people's biggest concern, and the best part of it is that being a certified protection operator helps you stay safe too. So call 1-727-422-7233 and get all the details for yourself. That's 1-727-422-7233 or by email to info@internationalep.com for International Executive Protection. Waters Crest Winery, 28735 Main Road in Cutchogue across from Wickham Fruit Farms, is the crest of the North Fork. It's a small boutique winery where the whites are dry and crisp and the reds are big and bold. Their grapes are carefully selected from local North Fork growers and made into wine that will be remembered long after the meal is finished or the celebration is ended. They're open daily at noon until 9 on Friday and Saturday nights. Their tasting room features food from Touch of Venice, so the experience will be everything you are hoping for and then some. They're nationally known for their fine wines, so come and see for yourself what everyone is talking about. There's music every Wednesday evening from 7 until 10 to chase those midweek blues. Call 631-734-5065 or come on in to Waters Crest Winery on the main road in Cutchogue across from Wickham's Fruit Farm. Waters Crest Winery, the crest of the North Fork.